And welcome everyone to our YouTube channel. And today we want to talk a little bit more about what Aisthisi is, give you a little bit more background, where it came from, what is the idea, and the overall process. Here on the call with Martin, co-founder of Aisthisi, and I'm Thomas. So we're the two people who run this project, and we want to give you a little bit more background on why we're doing that and what's in it for you. So what is Aisthisi? It's art and olive oil and blockchain. Aesthetic comes from the Greek word sensation, so it gives you more than the traditional NFT, hopefully. And yeah, so where does it come from? A little bit more background on it, Martin.
Yeah, so at a very high level, we're blending digital goods with physical goods. And so like taking a step back and just looking at the overall blockchain industry, we know that there definitely have been several projects and attempts at understanding how to manage physical goods with blockchain technology. We know that early on, there were several projects that were popping up, and then also in 2017 or around that era, there happened to be quite a few other kind of supply chain related projects that wanted to understand how to streamline the supply chain or make things easier to go from producer to consumer. Also kind of in parallel with NFTs and with their rise over the past couple of years, NFTs are for the most part digital art pieces, though they can definitely be so much more, representing physical goods and pieces like that too. But I think overall NFTs really focus on creating, as we say in this presentation, like a unique experience for the holder, just as art in general creates a unique experience for the observer or the owner of that art. So with our project here, what we want to do is we want to integrate supply chain components that have already been tested and played with within the world of crypto and blockchain with the NFT aspects of art, and being able to create like a full, well-rounded experience for participants in the space.
Yep, that's what we are trying to do. So for this particular project, what we are trying to do is, in terms of art, we are trying to bring 10 artists from around the globe together and let them design a digital art piece as well as a physical representation of the digital art piece. So they design basically two pieces, a digital, which can be animated, and the physical, which usually you can't animate. So it might be a frame of a video or photo, which is especially made for print. Then we are harvesting olives, and we take that physical representation and put it on the bottle of the olive oil, and then we make the proof of the harvest on the blockchain. The digital art piece will be an NFT, obviously, and everything will be linked together with a supply chain component where the physical olive oil bottle as well as the physical label will be shipped to the NFT holder. And yeah, did I forget anything, Martin?
No, I think those are the key points. I'd say the only other thing is that the olive oil isn't just the regular off-the-shelf olive oil. It's coming from a small producer in Greece, and it's coming from an orchard that has trees that are hundreds of years old, and it's also a special type that's unfiltered, as opposed to the general filtered ones that you would find like on store shelves.
Yeah. So, I mean, all in all, what we're really trying to do is we make the art as exclusive as possible, and the product also, we could, I mean, you could use any off-the-shelf product, but that's not what we had in mind. We wanted to do something what the actual word aesthetic represents, something where it has a sensation for your eyes, for your taste buds, for your smelling, for looking at it. So all kinds of senses that you have are covered under this umbrella. And I hope we're getting this across with this project. Yeah, I mean, in terms of process, since it's not just a regular NFT auction, or it is actually a regular NFT auction, but it's not a regular NFT that is auctioned, there's a little bit more to it. So in terms of process, we have an artist actually we have 10 artists that create 10 different art pieces. And those are represented as NFTs. So those are NFTs that are minted with an ERC 721 compliant smart contract. The smart contract is slightly different than a normal ERC 721 contract because it has a lockable component to it. So when the first artist creates a digital art and we are minting that, we are also putting in a time lock where after we have the bottles, and the bottles are labeled and then shipped out, and that the digital art cannot be sold to somebody else than the actual shipping address was given to us. We have to kind of have this supply chain component, and we do this with the locking mechanism. And yeah, then the NFT holder needs some sort of physical component, which is a QR code on a bottle. And he gives his address to us via standard shipping form. But in the background, it has actually cryptographic signatures using his Ethereum address, harvesting the olives, bottling, shipping to the NFT holder. NFT holder scans the bottle with the QR code and unlocks it. I think it looks fairly straightforward. There's a lot of pitfalls to it, and we are trying to iron out everything. Martin?
Yeah, I would say with this project, what's interesting is that the aspects that are on chain, that are handled cryptographically, there's not that much risk to that aspect to it. Everything that then transitions from the digital world to the physical world, that's where we're really running this really cool and unique experience and experiment, because that's where we're taking the shipping address of folks, creating actual physical bottles, being able to ship those along the way, and there's just lots of kind of like inherent, I don't know, risks that can pop up, and we're putting in place like all the safeguards we can to go make sure everything runs smoothly. But I think this has just been a really interesting project to kind of blend both the digital and the physical and see what we can come out with from this, and I think it'll be an awesome like experience of whatever comes out of this.
Yeah, both for the NFT holder and for us. Yeah, in terms of technical things, obviously the time-based locking mechanism is something that is novel to ERC 721 tokens. That's something that is in this case necessary, which we are going to provide with a timestamp, and there's more on that in a technical deep dive linked in the description below, to our Medium and to other pages that describe this particular part of the smart contracts. You also have a video on that. Collecting the NFT holder shipping address is a Web3 enabled form that encrypts or creates a signature from the shipping address based on the NFT holder's address, and the bottle receipt confirmation mechanism. It is a double hashed phrase that we're embedding in the smart contract during the minting process, and you have to have the unhashed or the single hashed phrase in order to unlock the tokens again, which is a fairly industry standard and straightforward process for verifying information on the blockchain, publicly available information on the blockchain. Yeah, Martin, I think a couple of
So I think we're viewing this this project and this Genesis harvest as the beginning. This is like everything else in the world of blockchain, new and an experiment, and we view this as being the beginning that'll lead to other future I don't know, experiences that we can build out. So we're starting with olive oil, building out a full experience that includes both the digital and physical around that. Since we've kind of brought this project out to the community, we've had really good, interesting conversations with people coming from kind of what we're listing here, the world of wine, the world of coffee, even luxury goods, people that create very customized products like skateboards, for example. Also, people wanting to build experiences to align with other kind of like media pieces, whether it's like film or other media like that. So we view this as being the Genesis harvest, and then that'll lead to being able to expand this into many different verticals. What we've also had discussions with a few folks within the industry, and what we're still thinking about is how can we take what we're doing and potentially, integrate it into other existing supply chain projects or into existing NFT marketplaces, because this kind of hits in between the middle of both of those. But also from that, there's the integration into existing platforms, but then there's also the potential that what we can take from this is building out something that's more robust, that focuses on this kind of intersection of the digital and physical world.
Yep. There's a lot that lies ahead of us. It's a lot of opportunities for us. So if you want to be part of it, if you want to know more about it, join our Discord, chat with us, follow us on Twitter. And if you want to know where we are getting published, or if you have more information about us out there, head over to our website, Aisthisi.art, or have a look at our Linktree, Linktree/Aisthisi, where you find basically all the links that are important for us as outbound links. Yeah. Hello, Martin. Anything else you want to cover from our project?
No, I think we hit on this. We're working with some really great artists. We're working with some really great olive oil. This is going to be a really unique and interesting Genesis harvest.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, great. All right, guys. Hopefully see you in one of the other videos that we have out there and talk with you on Discord. See you.